Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Warcraft 3 replay cast. Today it's a 1 vs 1 on Echo Isles. It is part of the PGL Pro Gaming League tournament, and it is a best of 3 between our red Night Elf player, Remind, and on the right side, our teal human player, Infi. And it is Echo Isles, a very, very small map, only one expansion per player. And you automatically know where your opponent is straight across the way. So that isn't too hard there. Not going to speed this on up to 8x. All the heroes come out, all the good stuff starts to happen. Looks like we're going to have a Mountain King for our human player, Infi. And I will move it back on down here. And for Remind, we have the Warden moving out towards that Renegade Wizard camp here. And the Archer sustained that Lightning Shield and is using it against the Renegade Wizard now. And Mountain King now going after the Renegade Wizard camp of his own. And slowly chipping away here. Ancient of War soaking up all that damage and getting repaired by a couple wisps. And Renegade Wizard at half health there for the Night Elf player. Renegade Wizard will fall first for the human player. Boots of Speed for that Mountain King there. And a very, very good item to get right off the bat. It means you don't have to buy them. So that's always a good thing. And now the Warden has destroyed her Renegade Wizard. Got a Pendant of Energy, plus 150 mana. A very nice item as well. Now Mountain King going to go after the Null Brute camp here. And sure, why not? A very easy camp. And it was just happened to walk by there. Might as well take it out. And Mountain King gets a tome, didn't see what it was. He landed right on the tome, and for once somebody actually picked up the tome, probably because it was right in his face. And the Wisp falls there. A Stormbolt strikes it. Gets a little bit more experience from that, so not too bad there for only 75 mana. Now moving out towards the bottom side of the map here, possibly going after that Ogre Magi camp. And looks like Infi, or rather Remind, is doing the same thing. So Infi and Remind doing the same thing here.
Forces are under attack.
And now the Ogre Magi camp is underway for the human player. Forest Troll will fall first. And the Ogre Magi will fall first for the Night Elf player. Ring of Protection plus 2. Basically a ring of 62 gold. Ring of Selling plus 2. And a ring of Selling for the Mountain King as well. And now heading towards that Goblin Merchant will more than likely sell that Ring of Protection plus 2. Purchase something much better. And did not sell that Ring of Protection for once there. But I'm sure it won't last all that much longer. Once you have a full inventory, the Ring of Protection plus 2 is gotta go. But he's going to hold on to it for now. And particularly since he got his Boots of Speed from the camp there. He does not have to sell the ring right away to get the Boots of Speed, which is traditionally what players do, is they'll just sell the Ring of Protection plus 2, and that gets you a little bit closer to the Boots of Speed. Stormbolt goes off there on the Warden, doing huge damage here. May lose that Warden, and was in the wrong place at the wrong time. And Infi has dual Forest Troll Shadow Priest, which actually do pretty decent damage, 17 to 24, why not? And the Forest Troll Berserker, which is easily one of the best units to get at the beginning of the game with the Mercenary Camp, 28 to 37 damage. So it does more damage than a Spider, and it is also a faster attack than a Spider as well. Archer here going to be trying to run away from the human player, and could it have Shadow Melded? No, could not. The Dust of Appearance there on the Mountain King would make that not a very good strategy to use. And Wisp nearly lost there, but makes it out alive. And the Wisp going to take off here, not going to dispel them, not going to leave them, obviously, so going to have to get them out of there a little bit too early in the game to be losing that lumber income. Now the Warden has been revived. And drops the Pendant of Energy momentarily to use that Moonwell to gain more mana from that. And the Mountain King nearly was able to pick that up. Mountain King and the Warden going at it here. And Mountain King's going to have to bail. I think his units are a little bit too low. He's sending them all out of there. He's just going to be whacking away at a Huntress here. And back at the base. Not really teching at all either. And just going for a Town Hall. Can't really afford to do both. That Town Hall is underway for the human player, and for Remind, it's a Tree of Life of his own there, growing strong. It's Flintstones, vitamins, Mountain King is going to teleport away back down to his base there where the Arcane Vault is. And we'll pop a Clarity Potion and a Scroll of Regeneration on that Mountain King. And gonna back off for a little bit here. Go back to the Mercenary Camp, perhaps buy either an Ogre Mauler or yet another Forest Troll Shadow Priest, or triple Shadow Priest. I don't think I've actually ever seen somebody get 3 Shadow Priests in one of my replays. So that's a very interesting strategy indeed. And now Remind moving in with 2 Huntresses. However, all these do piercing damage, including that Forest Troll Berserker, so those Huntresses are going to take huge damage. And only the Troll Berserker has medium armor there out of these. So they don't take too much damage from those Huntresses, although the Shadow Priest does only have 240 health, so it's basically made of paper. Although I'd say a little bit hardier than the Mud Golem, or perhaps just as equally as hardy as the Mud Golem. They both have 240 health, but the Shadow Priest can heal. The Mud Golem can cast slow, so take that as you will. Ancient War rooting here next to the Tree of Life. Additional units going to be created from that. Used that to farm over here earlier, so just planted it down there at the expansion. Made that a little bit easier. Ogre Mauler here was hired rather, from the Mercenary Camp by Remind, but it looks like it may fall. And another Stormbolt goes off there, and that's a big loss there for Remind, buying that Ogre Mauler and then having it die like right off the bat. I don't even think it got an attack off at all. Now Mud Golem out for Infi here, moving towards the battlefield, and cast slow on the Warden there. Takes her out of the battle momentarily. Huntress falls, and that Huntress probably should have just gotten out of there instead of running directly towards the Mountain King there, giving a little bit more experience to that Mountain King. Level 4 Mountain King to a level 3 Warden. And now gonna go after the Ancient Wonders here. Gonna take this down in a quick early. Only 450 health on that Ancient Wonders, and now towering up at his opponent's expansion here. And the gold mine is not even completely entangled, and he's already towering up. Now making a lumber mill here as well, perhaps for that masonry upgrade. Stormbolt goes off on the Warden again here. Warden in trouble, 60 mana. And only 300 health, down to 200 now. And cannot get away, completely surrounded here. And Warden falls again to Infi. Now level 4 Mountain King, nearly level 5. Surprised he actually didn't get his level 5 from that. It's pretty close though. Now the Arcane Towers here going strong with their whole 8 to 10 damage. Not doing particularly much to these Ancient Wars. However, the Dryads will take a decent amount of damage from it. And one footman lost there. Wasn't really watching that. Should have moved that footman out of there and got whacked one too many times by the Ancient War in the face. You can only take so much of that. And Scroll of Regeneration will go off on the footman here. It's going to keep the footman away so it doesn't get struck by the Tree of Life. Tree of Life making whist, so can't really attack right now, but can't really risk that. And lose precious Scroll of Regeneration on your footman. And there isn't too much of a hurry right now, considering he has his opponent's expansion locked down pretty well here. Now he's going to go in, and looks like the Mud Golem took 1 or 2 hits there. And now the Dryads are back for blood. 13 health on that Dryad. They're so low. And now making an Arcane Vault here at the expansion of his opponent. And it is not a masonry upgrade. It's actually improved lumber harvesting, which is something you don't see every day. So right now he is just power harvesting to make all these towers for the expansion, and I'm sure he will try to expand here shortly. It's certainly unnecessary, but if he does, it would just sort of be a slap in the face. And Remind GG's there. So that was the first game in a series of 3 between these two players in the PGL tournament. And the game appears to just continue on for a moment there. There it goes. And now the unit score screen and such for you all. Level 5 Mountain King, level 3 Warden. Didn't really get too much done with this Warden. Really only 5 items obtained to 12. Many more mercenaries hired. Much more experience gained, obviously. And also the Mountain King killed the Warden twice there in a very short amount of time. It's a very good game for Infi. And stay tuned for game number 2 of 3 between Remind and Infi. And I hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I'll see you guys next time.